Loomis. Well, hello, my dear wizards, witches, muggles, and squibs. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Quentin Pendragon, illustrious wandering wizard, adventurer, 3-time consecutive winner of the prestigious Golden Wand Trophy. Of course, universally renowned for my penetrating gaze and enchanting eyebrows. Order of Merlin? I gave up counting after the 3rd class. Nothing personal, Gilderoy, but who cares? The Ministry of Magic has entrusted me with the important task of revealing secrets and mysteries of the magical world. But I believe we cannot talk about secrets and mysteries without starting from the basics, without beginning with the place where the greatest wizards and witches of all time were born. Of course, I'm talking about the Pendragon Academy, my exclusive and personal academy, OWL, OWL exam preparation, a wide range of services for students, 120 study centers for training with over 30 years of experience. And...
Quentin, what are you doing?
But obviously I'm talking about the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Silly me.
(990 AD). That's the year Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry first opened its doors, a pivotal moment in magical history. Nestled amidst the wild beauty of the Scottish Highlands, this grand institution was the dream of 4 extraordinary witches and wizards: Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Each founder valued different qualities. Gryffindor, the brave one, championed courage. Hufflepuff, the loyal one, prized hard work and dedication. Ravenclaw, the wise one, revered knowledge and creativity. And Slytherin, the ambitious one, valued cunning and determination. To protect their creation, these founders wove powerful spells into the very foundation of Hogwarts. Anti-apparition charms shrouded the castle and its grounds, hiding it from unwanted attention and keeping its inhabitants safe. To Muggles, it wouldn't look like a school at all, but rather a crumbling ruin, a forgotten relic of the past. Within the ancient walls of Hogwarts, etched on its crest, lies a motto that both warns and guides: Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. This Latin phrase, meaning never tickle a sleeping dragon, has echoed through the ages, a constant reminder of the wonders and dangers that reside within these magical halls. It's a call for both caution and respect in the face of the unknown. Godric Gryffindor wasn't just a legendary duelist, he was the very image of bravery. He wasn't afraid to stand up for what's right, earning the nickname Gryffindor the Brave. But his skills went beyond magic. He was as comfortable with a sword as he was with a wand, showing his adaptability and resourcefulness. Even when facing Muggles, he chose to fight fairly, using a sword instead of overwhelming them with magic. This fairness and love of a good challenge became hallmarks of Gryffindor House. He wasn't afraid to face threats head-on, like the time he confronted the grumpy Goblin King, Ragnuk I. Gryffindor's bravery with a sword was legendary, inspiring witches and wizards everywhere. But his legacy goes beyond his battles. He also created the Sorting Hat, a magical artifact that ensured his vision for Hogwarts would live on for generations to come. Legend has it that the Sorting Hat's origins can be traced back 1,000 years ago, when it was nothing more than an ordinary hat belonging to Godric Gryffindor. Worried about how future students would be sorted after they were gone, Gryffindor and the other founders did some magic. They imbued the hat with their combined wisdom and values, each hoping to find students who fit their ideal house. Thus, the Sorting Hat was brought to life, and ever since, it's been the one who decides which Hogwarts house each student belongs to: Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, or Hufflepuff. It's been a school tradition for centuries. The hat chills on a shelf in the head teacher's office, except during the big welcome feast each year. That's when it sits on a stool in the Great Hall, ready to sort the new students and send them on their Hogwarts journey. While Godric Gryffindor valued bravery above all else, Helga Hufflepuff championed loyalty, honesty, hard work, and fair play. Her house wasn't just about possessing these qualities, though. Hufflepuff welcomed all students, regardless of background or magical ability, as long as they demonstrated a commitment to learning and a willingness to contribute to the Hogwarts community. Portraits depict Helga with a warm smile, hinting at her joyful nature and zest for life. Her passion for magical cuisine was also well known. as evidenced by her hearty appetite and culinary creations that delighted students and staff alike. But Helga's kindness extended beyond students. Renowned for her compassion, she offered house elves a safe haven within the Hogwarts kitchens, allowing them to work with dignity and respect. This was a radical idea at the time, a testament to Helga's progressive spirit and empathy for all living beings. And what about Helga's best friend? Rowena Ravenclaw possessed an insatiable thirst for knowledge and an intellect that rivaled any other witch or wizard. As the wisest of the founders, her contributions to the magical world were profound. Ravenclaw was instrumental in shaping Hogwarts' curriculum, her rigorous standards instilling in students a lifelong passion for learning and discovery. Her enchanted diadem, imbued with her own wisdom, became a symbol of her enduring legacy, guiding generations of seekers on their path to enlightenment. There's a charming legend among wizards that Rowena Ravenclaw dreamed of a wart-covered hog leading her to a cliff by a lake, inspiring the name Hogwarts. However, the truth behind this tale remains a delightful mystery. Salazar Slytherin stood in stark contrast to the other founders. While they valued bravery, fairness, and inclusivity, Slytherin prized cunning, ambition, and unwavering resolve. His actions throughout his life reflected his strong will and determination. Slytherin carefully selected students for his house, seeking those who displayed resourcefulness, strong will, and a sharp mind, often accompanied by the rare ability to speak Parseltongue. He also valued ambition and believed in the importance of blood purity, reflecting his controversial views on lineage. Sadly, these beliefs would have a lasting impact, culminating in the dark legacy of Lord Voldemort. As a professor, Slytherin pushed the boundaries of magical study. He advocated for teaching students about the dark arts, including the unforgivable curses, which were not yet outlawed at the time. He was a master of legilimency, the art of extracting thoughts and emotions, and his magical prowess was legendary. Whispers even suggest Merlin himself may have learned from Slytherin, a testament to his exceptional skills. Though the founders started Hogwarts in harmony, disagreements soon arose. Salazar Slytherin clashed with the others over blood purity. He believed only pure-blood witches and wizards deserved magical education, while the others, especially Gryffindor, strongly disagreed. These tensions led Slytherin to make a difficult choice. He decided to leave Hogwarts. However, his parting wasn't without a dark secret. Slytherin built a hidden chamber within the castle, the Chamber of Secrets. Legend says he imbued it with a deadly purpose. Only his rightful heir could open it, unleashing a monstrous basilisk to purge Hogwarts of Muggle-born students, a chilling plan the other founders surely never suspected. Roughly 300 years after its founding, Hogwarts became a key player in the Triwizard Tournament. This prestigious competition brought together three of Europe's most renowned magical schools: Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Beauxbaton's Academy of Magic in France, and Durmstrang Institute from a remote location in Northern Europe. The Triwizard Tournament served as a magnificent opportunity for young witches and wizards from diverse backgrounds to meet and learn from each other. It fostered friendships, cultural exchange, and a spirit of friendly competition. The tradition thrived for over 6 centuries before being suspended due to a rise in dangerous incidents. However, the tournament was revived in 1994, briefly rekindling this magical legacy. Hogwarts, while steeped in its own traditions, also embraced the innovations that emerged over the centuries in the wizarding world. For instance, the 13th century witnessed 2 magical breakthroughs: Ignacia Wildsmith's invention of Floo powder and the creation of the Floo network. Hogwarts, however, faced a difficult decision regarding its use within the castle. Early head teachers were wary of Floo powder technology, fearing it could be a security risk. They stubbornly refused to allow fireplaces to be connected to the Floo network. However, by the 19th century, advancements in magical infrastructure led to a change of heart. A network of special fireplaces called Floo flames were installed throughout Hogwarts. This innovation revolutionized travel within the castle. Students could now get around quickly and conveniently, and they also had easy access to and from the school grounds. There you are, my beloved viewers. Fear not, I'll be quicker than a golden snitch. First of all, I want to thank you all for being here for this episode of the Spellbook Chronicles. And if you think Quentin Pentygrun is charming enough to deserve your generous support, you might consider leaving a like. And I highly recommend subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell icon to make sure you don't miss a single episode. Oh, but if you are wizards and witches truly hungry for knowledge, you might consider joining the channel for just a couple of galleons. Every month, you will be guaranteed priority access to all new videos on the channel. Plus, you will be rewarded every month with new exclusive special content just for you. So, what are you waiting for? During the Tudor period, Hogwarts witnessed the rise of the enigmatic keepers. These esteemed professors, Percival Rackham, Charles Rookwood, Niamh Fitzgerald, and San Bakar, safeguarded ancient magic from falling into the wrong hands. Their duty was to shield these arcane secrets from malevolent forces seeking to exploit them. A new chapter began with the arrival of Isidora Morganach, a prodigy with an uncanny talent for ancient magic. Despite an unconventional entry as a fifth-year student, Isidora's abilities caught Professor Rackham's eye. Under his guidance, she delved into the dormant magic within her, unlocking its potential. But Isidora strayed from her mentor's intentions. Consumed by a desire to do good, she wielded her abilities recklessly, extracting pain from others without considering the ethical implications. This ultimately led her to purge all emotions from her own father, resulting in an ancient magic repository stored deep within the Keeper's caverns. The professors confronted the student in a harrowing duel that echoed through the ages. Professor Bakar, wielding the unforgivable killing curse, brought an end to Isidora's delusion of omnipotence. The Keepers then created a hidden path to their portraits in the map chamber, ensuring only those versed in ancient magic could access it. Fast forward to 1889. A new student arrives at Hogwarts, unknowingly following a path similar to Isidora's. As whispers of past conflicts linger, a sinister plot unfolds beneath the surface. Ranrock, a greedy goblin, seeks to exploit the ancient magic, partnering with the dark wizard Victor Rookwood. In this turmoil, a student emerges as a beacon of hope, leading the fight against these dark forces. Their journey culminates in a climactic showdown within the depths of the Keeper's caverns. Here, they face Ranrock in a battle for the soul of Hogwarts. With the faculty's support, they achieve victory, quelling the rebellion and restoring peace to the hallowed grounds. The 18th century brought a modernization proposal to Hogwarts: intricate plumbing. However, this threatened to expose a long-guarded mystery: the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. Hidden beneath the castle, the chamber remained unchanged, a trapdoor guarded by enchanted passageways. Remarkably, its entrance would later be found within a girl's bathroom. Corvinus Gaunt, a descendant of Salazar Slytherin and a Hogwarts student, played a critical role. Possessing knowledge passed down through generations, Corvinus cleverly concealed the chamber's entrance behind the newly installed plumbing fixtures. These seemingly mundane elements, destined to become part of the girl's bathroom, would transform into a hidden gateway for those privy to the secret. Centuries later, the chamber's concealment was compromised twice. The first incident occurred in 1942, when Tom Riddle, the true heir of Slytherin, unleashed the chamber's power during his 5th year at Hogwarts. This act tragically led to the death of a half-blood student, Myrtle Warren, and the subsequent closure of Hogwarts by the Ministry of Magic. Fearing a return to the bleakness of a Muggle orphanage during the holidays, Tom Riddle took manipulative measures. He cunningly framed Rubeus Hagrid for the crime, evading punishment. Years later, in 1992, the chamber's darkness resurfaced. This time, thanks to Harry Potter and his friends, the truth emerged, clearing Hagrid's name and revealing Riddle as the true culprit. During the chaos of the First Wizarding War, Hogwarts, under Albus Dumbledore's leadership, became a beacon of safety. Protected from the encroaching darkness, it offered a sanctuary for its students. However, even within these hallowed halls, hidden dangers lurked. A curious student named Jacob became obsessed with the legend of the Cursed Vaults, enigmatic chambers rumored to hold ancient magic. Blinded by the promise of power and glory, Jacob embarked on a perilous quest. Headmaster Albus Dumbledore himself took a personal interest in the young student, nurturing his gift after discovering Jacob's innate legilimency. Jacob's relentless pursuit of the truth about the cursed vaults took a tragic turn. His obsession ultimately led to the death of his friend, Duncan. In the wake of Jacob's confession to Professor Dumbledore, expulsion from Hogwarts was the only course of action. But years later, after the end of the First Wizarding War, Jacob's younger sibling also followed in his footsteps. During this time, it was gradually revealed that a secret dark organization known as R existed and had also been trying to find the cursed vaults for the supposed treasures. At the start of Jacob's sibling fourth year, Patricia Rakepick, a world-famous curse-breaker, arrived at Hogwarts. According to Rubeus Hagrid, during her student years, she was rumored to be friendly with the Marauders, whom Patricia to some extent mentored in mischief-making. However, Rakepick's return under the guise of assisting Dumbledore with the cursed vaults was a meticulously crafted lie. In truth, she was a dark witch aligned with R. Her objective? To infiltrate Hogwarts as the new defense against the dark arts professor. By manipulating students, including Jacob's sibling, into becoming her curse-breaking apprentices, Rakepick aimed to further R's agenda. Ironically, Rakepick's expertise in dark arts defense proved to be a significant obstacle for her own plans. Her well-honed skills in teaching students to defend themselves against the very magic she wielded unwittingly empowered Jacob's sibling and their friends. While investigating R, they were forced to confront the malevolent witch, leading to the heartbreaking loss of their fellow schoolmate, Rowan Kana. Driven by tragedy, the students formed a secret organization named the Circle of Kana, in memory of their deceased friend, to combat R and race them to the final cursed vault. Their valiant efforts culminated in a final showdown, resulting in Rakepick's defeat. The students then sealed the vault permanently, ensuring the ancient curse would never be unleashed again. In May 1998, the Wizarding World witnessed a defining moment, the Battle of Hogwarts. After his rise to power in the Wizarding World and the death of Albus Dumbledore, the infamous Lord Voldemort, arguably the most powerful dark wizard of all time, once known by his muggle name Tom Marvolo Riddle, returned to seize control, casting a shadow of fear over the castle. Despite his promises to spare Hogwarts, Voldemort's Death Eaters, his devoted followers, unleashed chaos and destruction upon its valiant defenders. But amidst the darkness, a beacon of courage emerged. Students, teachers, parents, alumni, even the mischievous Peeves united. With Albus Dumbledore no longer at the helm, the indomitable Minerva McGonagall assumed the mantle of headmistress, galvanizing the resistance. At the heart of the battle stood Harry Potter, the boy who lived, inspiring his allies with his courage and unwavering determination. With the destruction of all Voldemort's Horcruxes, thus ending every fragment of his soul, Harry Potter was finally able to face the Dark Lord on equal terms, empowered by the unwavering support of his loyal companions and the pivotal role of the Deathly Hallows. In a final, epic duel, Harry confronted Voldemort, deciding the fate of the Wizarding World. With a surge of courage, Harry triumphed, vanquishing the heir of Slytherin and extinguishing the darkness forever. From the ashes of war, as the scars of conflict began to fade, Hogwarts once again became a beacon of hope. Through the courage of its founders, the resilience of its students, and the wisdom of its teachers, Hogwarts stands as a testament to the enduring power of magic and the human spirit. As new generations of witches and wizards pass through its hallowed halls, they carry with them the legacy of those who came before, ensuring that Hogwarts will forever be a place of magic, wonder, and endless possibility.
Ah, Hogwarts, Hogwarts. Dear old Hogwarts. So many memories. So much nostalgia. I still remember the time when Argus Filch caught me flirting with the Grey Lady. Oh, my poor thumbs. Now, dear viewers, if you were to hazard a guess, to which Hogwarts house would you say this prestigious wizard belonged? Go on, unleash your thoughts in the comments. Well, for this episode of the Spellbook Chronicles, that's all. The charming Quentin Pendragon bids you farewell. and awaits you next time, where new mysteries await. As for me, well, in the meantime, I'll content myself with winning the Golden Wand trophy for the 4th time. I suppose I'll need to brush up on my persuasion spells. Until the next adventure.